Hello and welcome. It is the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival. This year there will be 200 films from over 14 countries screening the weekend of March 21st to the 24th of this year. I am your host, Emily DeSimone, and I'm here with director, writer, co-producer Dana Marissa Schoenfeld of the pilot episode East. Dana, thank you so much for joining me today. Can you tell our live viewers a little bit about your pilot episode?
Yeah. Hi, Emily. Thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here and to be a part of the Garden State Film Festival. East is a dramedy, really comedy forward though. So we call it a comedy forward drama. It's about a woman who sort of has a bad day. She loses everything in life just when she thought that her life was going as she wished it would. Her job, she thought she was going to be a partner in her law firm, and she thought her boyfriend was going to propose. She kind of loses everything, and in that downward spiral, she realizes that, or I should say, she remembers that she always wanted to be an actor. And so she takes what seems like a really bad day and she turns it into a realization that she was never happy with her life, and she steps into the world of acting in New York. And then East, I named it after pursuing your dream on the East Coast, because everyone says you have to go out west to do it. And so she steps into the acting world in New York, and then it's sort of the day-to-day obstacles and nuances of how to pursue a dream.
I love that concept. How did you come up with, this idea? Because you did write this. So, what inspired you?
A lot of it is from my own life, minus the almost getting engaged and the lawyer, minus the good things that she thought. I always wanted to be an actor, I guess from the age of 22, but when I realized it, it was sort of a shock because everyone thought I was going to go to law school. I was a poli-sci major and a history minor. And then when I graduated from college, I realized that it was the entertainment industry that I really found the most inspiring. And I wanted to create stories, and I wanted to act, and I wanted to write. And so the show, and then, just because you realize your dream doesn't mean it comes true, or doesn't mean that the journey is easy. So as I've been on this journey, which has been a lot longer than I thought. I guess the journey is a lifetime, really. But I realized how many times, things that happen in my life that seem like bad things, I turn into comedy because that's sort of my coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And so I wrote this as a comedy, and a lot of it's loosely based on my life, but there's a lot of fiction too.
So, you're talking about how, I guess, you were coming out of college. How long have you been doing this for?
A while, a while. Not to put my age out there, but it's definitely it's been a long time. I shot the original pilot, for a short film challenge in 2017, and that pilot went on to win a couple awards. And then I was introduced by my friend Jen Rudolph, who introduced me to Jolie Kurtzinger Schwartz, and she had seen, by that time I had done the first 2 episodes, and Jolie loved the show and really saw the vision I was trying to do. And so she came on as my co-executive producer and my co-star. And so Jolie and I went on to produce the entire season
That's
1.
awesome. How many episodes?
So we have 6 episodes,
Okay.
and they run between 25 and 42 minutes. The last episode is about 42 minutes. But they're pretty much in the HBO, Apple, Netflix ballpark of time. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So, okay, so how is this the first thing that you have written, produced, and put on screen, or have you done quite a bit of work prior to this?
I have been writing my own work, creating my own content for many years now. I guess it's been over a decade I've done that. I wrote my first pilot and produced it in 2010. And then I started doing short plays and writing and directing plays that I would also star in. And then I did a bunch of short films. And I've actually had a couple projects at the Garden State in the past.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm happy to be returning. I had a pilot called Divorce School, which won Best Pilot, but it was during COVID, so we didn't actually get to go to the festival that year. But I'd written and directed and produced Divorce School with my producing partner Julie Zellman at that time. And then I had a short film that was also in the Garden State called Swiped Right that I
Ooh.
produced with a woman named Lydia Fiore. So it's my third time at Garden State, but I've never actually had a chance to go to the festival.
Oh, well, welcome back and congratulations on being accepted again.
Thank
And I'm so excited that, so this will be your first time coming to the festival.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So how did you find the Garden State Film Festival?
Well, I'm a New Yorker, so I am aware of sort of the best festivals in the area, but I think it might have been from a producing partner on another project years ago that we first submitted, and then I've always been a fan, and so yeah, I was really excited to submit East this year.
Oh, well, that's really, I mean, when did you finish East? Was it recent or has it been around?
So we shot all 6 episodes
Mhm,
in 2.5 months in New York in from April to June of 2021, and
mhm.
then it took me a year and a half to complete the post-production on it because I basically shot enough footage for 3 movies. And so kind of weeding out what takes I wanted I did all the rough cut. I did 99% of the editing by myself, so, I had some help on the pilot, and then,
Mhm.
and then I ended up re-editing the pilot. So, we actually finished the season I'd say, I think it was September of 2023. So it's just kind of new. We just put the pilot out. It's gotten into a couple festivals. It's won some awards. So we're really excited about that.
Okay, so directing, producing, writing, acting,
Yeah.
editing. It
Yeah.
sounds like you wear very many hats. Could you maybe, talk to us about whether it was with this particular project or with a past work of yours, a big challenge that you faced that you think is making you into a better director, writer, producer, editor, actor?
I've had a lot of challenges, definitely. I think whenever you embrace creating your own content, um, it's always, I always support that. I think that you should do it. I think if you're an artist and you want to make your own work, that's fantastic. I'm not the kind of person that likes to hear no or take no for an answer, which is one of the reasons why I started creating my own work. I'd say the biggest obstacles are making sure when you produce something, when you start a project, you really want to make sure that you're on the same page. You hire the right people, because I think having the right support and the kind of people that love to work and understand what that means and how lucky we are to get to work in this business, those are the people I like to work with. And when I have those kind of people on my cast or in my crew, then the work, not only is it easy and fun and playful, which is what it should be, but magic happens, unexpected moments, really fun, creative decisions are made spontaneously, and you really get to sort of sink your teeth into living in the moment. So my advice would be hire a fantastic crew and cast it right.
Oh, well, talking about hiring a fantastic crew, it does sound like you met Jolie at
Yes.
another festival. Where did you find the rest of your crew and the people that you worked with?
Actually, Jolie and I met through our mutual friend, Jen Rudolph, who introduced us. But the rest of the cast and crew, I had an amazing casting director, Mia Kusumano, who cast my parents, some of the major roles, and then I also had help from Jen Rudolph with a lot of the sort of co-star, guest star roles. I mean, we had over 100 people come in throughout the 2.5 months, so it's a really big cast. And then I've also been working in New York as an actor, as a writer, as a director. So a lot of the people that I know from other projects or from communities that I'm involved in, I wanted to bring them on. I'd seen their work, and I wanted to create roles for them and make sure that they had a good part. I love supporting actors in New York. Um, it's a big passion of mine.
No, that's awesome because I think that it's best when you do find that support and you do find friends and ties with the people that have the same interests as you. Absolutely. Before we get things wrapped up, tell me all about, if you have any future plans for this pilot, if you have anything else in the works coming up.
So our plans for the project, we'd love to really find a great home for it. So we are looking for distribution for the series now. And we are also in a bunch of other, well, we have another festival. We're going to be in another festival next week, actually, in Austin.
Ooh.
So we're excited about going to Austin for the Austin Revolution Film Festival. And then we've got Garden State. I know that we've submitted to a few more festivals that we're waiting to hear from. So we're looking forward to that. And then in terms of projects for me, I have a bunch of things that I'm working on. I have screenplays that I have that I want to get going on, and I have other pilots that I've done, and I also create demo reels for actors. So I'm always working. I'm always trying to get people's work out there and to help people and yeah, to get it going. But the goal is to sell the series and do season 2.
That's awesome. I mean, it makes me really excited. I wish I could watch more than just this first episode. But I mean, with that said, with I know you said like the key tidbit about, finding people to help you, finding a good cast and crew to help you out with a project. Do you have like a favorite part about all of this? A good piece of advice that you can give to new and starting out filmmakers or actors, directors?
um, Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, that my favorite part was actually collaborating with my producing partner, Jolie. Um, we really had each other's back and supported each other when it's most needed. And I think when you're going into production, making sure that you are working with people that you really respect and trust is a really big deal because it's very vulnerable to put your work out there. So I would say make sure that you're working with people that you respect, and don't give up because it's too important. And if you love something, you have to just give it everything you've got because life is too short not to do that, right?
Absolutely. Well, Dana, thank you so much for joining me. You guys, you can check out the pilot East at the Jersey Shore Arts Center on Sunday, March 24th during the 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. block. Dana, I hope to see you at the Garden State Film Festival this year, where there are 200 films screening across 8 venues, including hosting parties, panels, events, and more. Guys, get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. I'm your host, Emily DeSimone, and thank you again so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you so much, Emily.